The chimera is one of the most fascinating and fearsome creatures in ancient mythology, capturing the imagination of cultures for centuries. As a creature of terrifying power and oddity, the chimera represents the rich tapestry of storytelling that the ancients used to explain the mysteries of the world around them. The chimera's roots lie in Greek mythology, a rich tapestry of gods, heroes, and mythical beasts. According to ancient tales, the chimera was the offspring of Typhon and Echidna. Typhon, a colossal serpentine giant, and Echidna, who was half woman and half snake, were infamous in mythology as the progenitors of several legendary creatures. Their monstrous lineage cemented their place in mythological history, birthing many beasts that would challenge heroes in epic battles. The chimera was said to inhabit Lycia, a region in what is now Turkey. This fearsome creature wreaked havoc on local populations, destroying lands and villages with its unmatched ferocity and destructive capabilities. Various ancient texts and artworks from different cultures depict the chimera, each illustrating its terrifying nature and its prominence within the mythological hierarchy. Ancient Greek writers like Homer and Hesiod mentioned the chimera in their works, further embedding it into the cultural and mythological consciousness of the time. The fear that the chimera instilled was not just due to its physical form but also its symbolic representation of the unpredictable and uncontrollable forces of nature and fate. The chimera was an amalgamation of different animal parts, each contributing to its terrifying visage and potent symbolism. Central to its form was the body and head of a lion, representing raw strength and fierce predatory instincts. This lion head was not just for show, it was said to breathe fire, adding a layer of supernatural danger that could devastate anything in its path. From the lion's back emerged a goat's head, adding an unusual and eerie twist to the creature's anatomy. The goat's head is often associated with fertility and stubbornness, bringing a sense of unpredictability to the chimera's already chaotic nature. This secondary head could signify the multiplicity of threats the creature posed, making it even harder for adversaries to confront or predict its actions. Completing the chimera's fearsome appearance was its tail, which took the form of a serpent. Known for their venom and cunning, the serpent tail introduced another dimension of lethality. This combination of a lion's might, a goat's stubbornness, and a serpent's venom created a creature that was not just physically imposing but also complex in its threats, embodying multiple dangers in one form. In the context of Greek mythology, the chimera also highlights the theme of hubris. Many mythological tales warn of the dangers of overestimating one's abilities and underestimating the complexities of powerful adversaries. The chimera's terrifying presence serves as a stark reminder of these lessons, illustrating that even the mightiest heroes must respect the unpredictable nature of their challenges. Furthermore, the chimera often acts as a threshold guardian in mythological narratives, posing a significant obstacle that heroes must overcome to prove their worth. Its defeat typically symbolizes the triumph of order over chaos, a recurring motif in many mythological traditions. This victory, however, is usually hard-won, emphasizing the resilience and bravery required to confront the chaotic elements represented by the chimera. The tale of Bellerophon and the chimera is a cornerstone of Greek mythology, showcasing a hero's courage and the divine assistance that often accompanies legendary quests. Bellerophon, a mortal hero with divine lineage, was tasked with slaying the chimera as part of a series of challenges set by King Iobates of Lycia. To confront this monstrous creature, Bellerophon sought the aid of Pegasus, the magnificent winged horse. With guidance from the goddess Athena, Bellerophon managed to tame Pegasus, enabling him to take to the skies. This aerial advantage proved crucial in the battle against the chimera, whose fire-breathing lion's head, goat's head, and serpent tail made it a formidable foe. Bellerophon armed himself with a spear tipped with lead, an ingenious solution to counter the chimera's fiery breath. As he flew above the beast, he drove the lead-tipped spear into its throat. The intense heat from the chimera's fire-breathing melted the lead, causing it to flow down its throat and suffocate the monster. This clever strategy not only ensured Bellerophon's victory but also solidified his status as one of Greek mythology's greatest heroes. The chimera's legacy is also evident in art and literature. Ancient artists and writers depicted the creature with intricate details, emphasizing its composite nature and the chaos it represented. These depictions have carried forward into contemporary times, where the chimera often appears in fantasy novels, films, and video games, capturing the imagination of new audiences. Its hybrid form continues to be a rich source of inspiration for creators exploring themes of disorder, complexity, and the fusion of contrasting elements.